Hey fellow listeners, before we get into this album review, I just want to announce that I reached 100 subs this past week. Yeah, I'm just as surprised about it as you are. I'm not going to spend too much time on that here so that we can get right into the album review, but just stay tuned till the end of the review where I'll be announcing what I'm doing for reaching 100 subs, or you can be a dick and just skip to the end, whatever works for you. Alright, so let's just get into the album review. Today we're talking about Kingdom of Giants. Boom. Hey guys, so like I said, we're talking about Kingdom of Giants, their new release, All the Hell You've Got to Spare. This is kind of my first time going into this band and their discography, and this is their third full-length album, and they had an EP that also came out in like 2011, I believe. They're a 5-piece. They used to have 2 vocalists, but one left, and instead of going through the trouble of finding another singer of that same caliber and relying on this new band member, they just decided to have the other vocalist who did the harsh vocals learn how to sing. And I think that it's turned out for the good. So All the Hell You've Got to Spare is 11 tracks long. It's only about 40 minutes. Not too long of a listen, but it is jam-packed with a lot of good stuff here. Track number 1 is called Cash Out. And from the singles that I've already checked out that came out for this record, this has a bit of a different style to it. It's still metalcore overall. There's just some different techniques being used here, like the faster paced screaming in the beginning, which gives it a little bit of a new metal feel. The second verse kind of strays away from that, and then we get this kind of like slow, clean, mellow pre-chorus in there. I personally feel like that slow section was kind of just thrown in here for no particular reason, and I'm really not digging the chorus. I don't really dig the breakdown in this song, and the production seems a bit weird for me on this one so far. Stuff kind of seems, the low end seems like it's a little bit too up there, so not the greatest start to the album, but I'm still excited because I have heard the singles already. Track number 2 is called Low Life, and this features Charlie Muscle, who is a hip-hop artist. Interesting. I'm not quite sure that I'm excited to see how that plays out. There's not as much technical guitar work in this one, although given how crazy some of the rest of the album is, it's understandable that these guys needed a bit of a break in one of these songs. A lot of aggressive vocals in this one. You can really feel the emotion coming out of it. I do really enjoy the music that leads up to Charlie Muscle's section and the music that accompanies it, but after a couple of listens, this just isn't sitting right with me. It's not necessarily bad as far as as rapping goes. I'm not saying that, but being thrown into this song, I don't think it really works that well. It was a ballsy move by Kingdom of Giants, but in my eyes, it didn't pay off to its full potential. Muscle's lyrics do talk about feeling like you're not good enough for people and them always wanting you to change for them. And then the lyrics that come right after that from Dana, the vocalist, it's kind of like a chanting about this being an anthem for those who have been cast aside. I'm not a huge fan of lyrics that start with like this is an anthem because it's just like grossly meta, but I guess it helps bring along the theme of the song here. Track number 3 is called Damaged Goods. Y'all have heard this one already. There's a music video for it. It was released a while ago, and this song keeps you headbanging throughout. It's just got that perfect tempo for that. The beginning of the song is some EQ filtered lead guitar as the distorted guitars slowly start creeping in, and I really dig those type of metalcore intros. The lead guitar during the verses could probably be labeled as typical metalcore, and I don't necessarily disagree with that, but it's still a pretty good riff in and of itself. The post-chorus riffs are pretty groovy with all those like artificial harmonics and those pinch squeals and whammy bar dives. Those might be like pretty common in a lot of metalcore music these days, but it still gets me every time. At the beginning of this song, they do say the name of the album, All the Hell You've Got to Spare, which is always pretty cool. And then as for the rest of the song, I'd say the final section is my favorite lyrically, but the rest of it is just kind of generic. Shit, there is so much to say about this track. I'm really surprised at how good it is, given that it was selected as one of the singles. I feel like sometimes it's hit or miss with the singles on albums like this, but this was definitely a hit in my eyes. And after the second chorus, we get this beautiful female voice that just takes us into that soaring guitar solo. Really dig that guitar line. It kind of came out of nowhere. I'm just really loving this track right now. Track number 4, Bored to Death, which is definitely what you're not going to be when you're listening to this one. It just starts off with some jam-packed guitar riffs. My favorite part of this song is definitely the clean vocals. At times they're dreamy. I'm tired of leaving. At times they're aggressive. They change up the guitar riff just slightly when it comes back in throughout the song, and my favorite version of that happens around 1 minute and 42 seconds. It's essentially the breakdown of the song, and I get like this really big Northlane vibe right before that happens. The structure on the song is kind of chaotic, but I'm still really digging it. Like I said already, highlights for the song are the clean vocals. The guitar solo we get later on in the song isn't really doing much for me, but we do exit the song with Dana bringing through some more of that emotion through his harsher vocals, which are also good in this track. Track number 5. Runaway. This one is a bit slower and we kind of get hit with the feels with this clean guitar intro. Then we kind of dive headfirst into this pool of metalcore goodness as the whole band kind of comes in the full-on intro. As we introduce that slow, clean guitar work again, we get some reverb-laden vocals. At first, I felt like the reverb was a little bit too thick here, but after a couple of listens, I kind of started to appreciate the artistic use of it here. The lyrics in the first verse are a little bit too cheesy for me, where the singer states, "Should I follow the birds to someplace warm, to get away from the clouds and get away from the storm?" Not really doing it for me there. But the chorus comes in and it kind of just reignites my interest in this song. Really digging the melodic screaming here. The bridge in this song isn't all that exciting, but the clean section towards the end, I'm really digging that part. The juxtaposition of the heavy screaming that happens right before that and this clean singing part is just really beautiful. And I'm just really glad that they at least nailed that part in this song. I like the lead guitar that comes in over the very final chorus. And then those reverb flooded lyrics just kind of take us to the end of it. Track number 6 is called Shade. It's just an interlude. So, you know, it's just a bunch of synth and beats and stuff like that. I wish there were some sort of vocals over it. I think that they really could have showcased some of the clean vocals here, but they didn't, unfortunately. And I wish it kind of led more directly into Tunnel Vision, the next song, but it doesn't. So this doesn't really add much to the album, I don't think. As I just said, track number 7 is called Tunnel Vision. And this one has a guest vocal spot from JTKV, ex-Texas in July frontman, current era frontman, and this has me stoked because I really enjoy JT's vocals in Texas in July, and he's killing it in Era right now. This song was released a little bit early, and it is super heavy. Unfortunately, we don't get a lot of JT until the end of the song. He has sprinkled a tiny bit throughout before that, but his section is really at the end, and boy is it worth the wait. This song starts off super chaotic, but it kind of finds its place by the time the first chorus comes around. Lyrically, I think we're kind of talking about being so caught up in trying to please everyone else but yourself that you kind of get lost and you forget to live for yourself and just do what you think is gonna make you happy. The simple lead guitar lines in this song are really dissonant and just add that eeriness that you would expect from a metalcore riff. I love the melodies in the chorus. It's fast-paced, it's energetic. Then after that second chorus, of course we get that brutal, gut-wrenching breakdown from JTKV. I really like the lyrics here where he essentially uses Mother Nature as a metaphor for someone's mind kind of breaking down, or no pun intended. Another song with a guest vocalist on it, track number 8, is called Lost Cause. This features Daniel Gailey from Phineas. I'm not as stoked for this one because I know more of JT's stuff, but from what I've heard of Phineas, they're pretty brutal, so I'm still interested to see how this plays out. Something I've noticed with some of the clean vocal parts from Kingdom of Giants is that the lead singer reminds me of someone. I just can't pinpoint it, and I don't know who it is, but it's gonna kill me if I can't figure it out. We get some more distant and buried vocals in the beginning here. I'm digging the chorus melodies for this one. We get another soft and clean section around the 2-minute mark, and there's a lot of clean sections on this album, and I'm glad that they're good at it at least so that it doesn't feel overplayed or super generic. This clean section though is the first one to really feature some prominent aggressive screaming vocals over it, and I really like how they kept that distorted bass line just pumping throughout that section. And then we just blast right off into a fucking guitar solo. And it is tasty as hell, and fuck yeah, I can really dig this. Love the leads over the last chorus, and then we just kind of get a sudden stop to the song, and I really like how they wrapped that one up. Holy fuck, I figured it out. Cove Reber is who he sounds like. Cove Reber was in Seosin for a minute, and that's who he has been sounding like, I swear. That might only be me, but at least I fucking figured it out. That was really bugging me. Track number 9. And this one has been out for a while. It's called Motif. Now this song was released a while ago, and according to the guitarist, it was written and tracked as a single separate from the album, but obviously it still made it to the track listing. So this one has had some time to kind of sit and simmer with people, and it seems like everyone still kind of loves it. There's another music video for this one, and it's kind of a fun one where they're just like in a library causing a ruckus with their instruments in the song. The verse riffs in this song just kind of gave me a guitar boner, I'll tell you that much. And really the riffs throughout this whole song are on an insane level rhythmically. From the crunchy intro to the clean, soft, melodic break in the song. These guys are really impressing me in this one. I love the clean vocals, and the breakdowns are all over the place in a good way. Lyrically, this is a really personal one where he talks about trying to find your place in the world without being accused of being like a copy of someone else, and it's so hard to be like genuine and original in this day and age. So again, this one's been out for a while, but it's still a banger. Here we mosh on over to track number 10, which is called Speakeasy. There's something a tad bit different in the vocal technique here in the verses, and I'm really liking it. And there's that cool backing vocal melody accompanying it, and yeah, it works really well here. The chorus is alright, it's nothing special to me, and there's a bit of a gent feeling in the verses for this song. Also, I'm not really into the band Issues, but I'm really getting an Issues vibe with this song, at least in the verses anyway. The lyrics that come after the second chorus are really great breakdown lyrics, and that breakdown just crushed my face in the first time I heard it. Suffering is worse than suffering itself. So intense. And then, interestingly enough, the song takes a big turn around the 3-minute mark. We get this big, grand, epic outro that has more of a major feeling to it, and it really kind of threw me off how well they incorporated this into the song. I kind of wish they had chosen a different way to end the song other than a fade out, but what can you do? Final track on this album is called Gray Area. And this one features a female vocalist by the name of Caitlin May. Now, I didn't find too much information on her, or Charlie Muscle for that matter, so it seems like on top of JTKV from Era, they also found some not so well known vocalists to kind of shine a light on them in the musical community, which I think is pretty cool. This song is definitely slower and more down tempo, and I think it's kind of talking about hoping that people remember you in a good light, and it's also kind of playing with this back and forth between this girl and this guy in a relationship trying to make things work. The call and response sections are really cool and utilized really well here. I'm really glad that they didn't do like a typical acoustic, cheesy love song for the last song on this album, because that would have drastically changed my thoughts on the album. Though the song isn't really heavy, which might disappoint some traditional metalcore fans, we still get A, one of my favorite things in metalcore music, which is female vocals, and B, one of my favorite things from this album specifically so far, which is Dana's clean vocals. They're really showcased a lot here. And my respect for him as a vocalist, though it was already kind of high after listening to the songs, is elevated just a tiny bit more. Everything in this song works really well for me. The lyrics, the gorgeous guitar work, the ambient synth, the piano, the beats, no complaints on my end. And it's a wonderful and risky way to end this album. This may be in my top 5 or top 10 for slower metalcore songs so far already. So there we go, guys. This was kind of my first time listening to Kingdom of Giants, and I have no regrets. I was pretty blown away. They took a lot of risks, and they weren't necessarily dumb about it like some bands would have, though I might not have enjoyed the hip-hop section very much. It was still, like I said, a ballsy move. So they combined a lot of different genres here with like gent and post-hardcore, the hip-hop. I think these guys definitely deserve a lot more recognition than what they've gotten so far. The technicality and their guitar work is impressive. The vocals were just spot on throughout the whole album. These guys are definitely going to be one of the frontrunners in the next wave of redefining metalcore. I know that's a bold statement, but I'm willing to bet that these guys are going to get big soon. I will say that they chose the right songs for the singles. The singles are probably my favorite tracks overall on the album. If I had to choose, I would say Damaged Goods or Tunnel Vision are my favorite ones. And least favorite, probably Low Life. Enough about what I think. I want to know what you guys think. Post your favorite track from the album down below in the comments. Let me know your experience with this band and if you're excited to see what's next for them. Like, share, and subscribe as always. And again, thank you for checking out the album review. Now it's time for my 100 subscriber announcement. Again, I really appreciate the love and support that I've gotten so far from these album reviews. I've grown to 100 subs a lot faster than I initially thought I would. So again, thanks for subbing and liking and sharing and enjoying what I'm putting out so far. Enough of that sappy stuff. Now here's what I'm actually doing for reaching 100 subs. Well, all you have to do is comment down below what your favorite song from 2017 has been so far. Just whatever song is really hits you in an emotional place or that you just can't stop listening to. It's on repeat, it's on your iPod shuffle, just constantly all day. Just comment that down below. This is going to get you entered into a drawing of sorts. I'm going to take all of the users that comment down below. After about a week's time, I'm going to put all you guys in a randomizer app, and the name that gets drawn gets to choose an album for me to review. That's right, it can be a brand new album that's about to come out, or an old album that maybe your favorite album of all time. Could be from any era, any genre. Yes, I know that I'm opening this up. It's just a wide open door for what I could be reviewing. And I understand that, and I know that some of you guys are probably smart asses, and you'll probably choose something wacky and weird, but that's okay. You guys have been showing me the support, and you deserve something like this. Just please, dear God, don't let it be Rashawn, who is the only one who comments down below, because I know that he's going to pick some bullshit for me to review. So please, I need as many people to comment down below so that we can lessen his chances of winning. Sorry, Rashawn. In all seriousness though, Rashawn is pretty hilarious. I'm going to link his channel down below, both his gaming channel and his main channel. He's a pretty funny guy, so go check him out. He's also been showing some love and support. I will also be checking my subscriber list and kind of comparing them to the people who are commenting to see if your profile is public and I can see that you're subbed to me and you commented. I'll put you in twice. That's right, it'll double your chances of winning and being chosen. It's almost as exciting as the lottery, isn't it? So there you go, more incentive to sub to the channel, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm interested to see what's gonna win out. So again, thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for watching the review. Well, there you go, guys. One more thank you, and I'm excited to see where this channel goes and the kind of audience that I attract next. Thanks for watching, and as always, rock on.